4:17 local time, Strait of Hormuz, inbound shipping lane, Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. The USS Gravely is running dark, no running lights, minimal electronic emissions, speed 14 knots. The guided missile destroyer is positioned 2 nautical miles off the port beam of the Maersk Denali, a Danish-flagged container vessel carrying 6,200 TEUs of food and medical cargo, one of 43 commercial ships attempting the blockade passage this week under what remains of the Project Freedom Coordination Framework. The strait is 21 miles wide at this position. The Iranian coastline sits 14 miles to the north. Keshem Island radar installations have been active since 2200. Inside the Combat Information Center, the watch is routine. 2 surface contacts bearing 347 and 002. Both assessed merchant traffic moving westbound. One MH-60R helicopter, call sign Nighthawk 6, is orbiting at 800 feet, 12 miles ahead of the formation. Sonar conditions are moderate. The thermocline sits at 40 meters. No subsurface anomalies logged in the previous 4 hours. The Maersk Denali's master has not deviated from the agreed corridor. 0431. Nighthawk 6 reports a visual anomaly. 12 miles north-northeast. A cluster of low, fast heat signatures emerging from the shadow of Larak Island's southeastern shoreline. The contact geometry is loose at first. 3, possibly 4 craft moving abreast, at irregular spacing, low to the water, no navigation lights, no transponder emissions. The watch officer notes the bearing. The CIC logs the time. The contacts do not transmit. 4:34. The cluster resolves to 7 contacts. Bearing 222. Range 10 nautical miles. Speed 26 knots. Course 225. That heading, if maintained, places the closest point of approach at approximately 900 meters off the Gravely's starboard bow and directly across the Maersk Denali's projected track. 7 craft, moving as a loose arc. The geometry is not random. It is a bracket. Nighthawk 6 confirms small open-deck fiberglass hulls, consistent with IRGC Navy Class A fast inshore attack craft operating from Larak Island Forward Operating Base. Each vessel in this class carries a 12.7mm deck gun, RPG launchers, and, in configured variants, a single anti-ship rocket system. The watch officer initiates the protocol. No escalation yet. No weapons release. Observation posture only. The Gravely transmits on Channel 16. No response. 0439. Range 7 miles. Speed now 31 knots. The arc has tightened. The spacing between the 7 craft has narrowed from irregular to deliberate, roughly 400 meters between hulls. They are not converging haphazardly. They are forming a cone, with the Gravely's position at its apex. The Maersk Denali is informed. Her master reduces speed to 6 knots. The Gravely transmits again on Channel 16. Identification. Intent query. Standard maritime safety message. No response. Still nothing. A second transmission. Now in Farsi. No response. The IRGC boats continue inbound at 31 knots. 0442. Nighthawk 6 drops to 400 feet and activates its forward-looking infrared. The imagery is unambiguous. All 7 craft are manned. Multiple personnel visible on each hull. 2 of the boats in the outer arc have deployed what appears to be a stern-mounted rocket rail. A configuration consistent with earlier IRGC contact intercepts from May 7th and May 8th. Range 4.5 miles. At this speed, they will cross the Gravely's bow in under 9 minutes. The CO authorizes a bridge-to-bridge broadcast on VHF. The Gravely identifies itself as a United States Navy warship, operating in international waters in accordance with customary international law and the laws of the sea. It warns the approaching craft that they are on a course that will bring them dangerously close to a U.S. Navy vessel and a protected merchant transit. It states clearly that defensive action will be taken if they continue on their present course. The 7 craft do not alter course. They do not reduce speed. 4:46. Range 2.8 miles. The outermost boats have begun angling inward, tightening the cone, closing the geometry. The 2 stern rail boats are now in the inner arc. Their angle of approach to the Maersk Denali is converging. This is no longer an intercept pattern. This is an encirclement attempt. The CO authorizes the use of non-kinetic measures. The Gravely activates its long-range acoustic device. The LRAD beam sweeps forward across the approaching arc, broadcasting warning tones and verbal commands audible at over 2,000 meters. 3 of the outer boats slow briefly. 2 degrees of course change on the port side of the arc. Then they resume speed. 04:49. Range 1.9 miles. Rules of engagement threshold met. The CO issues the weapons-free authorization for defensive engagement of all 7 contacts. The order is calm. The time is logged. Nighthawk 6 fires first. An AGM-114 Hellfire engages the lead boat, the one positioned at the top of the cone furthest inbound. The strike is precise. The contact ceases forward motion and begins to list. The Gravely engages the 2 stern rail boats simultaneously with its 57mm Mech 110 naval gun. Both contacts take direct hits within 11 seconds of each other. The remaining 4 boats break formation. 2 turn north, away from the strait, toward the Iranian territorial waterline. The LRAD system continues to sweep. The Gravely logs the contacts but does not pursue. They are outside the engagement envelope and no longer on an intercept course. 1 boat turns east and decelerates to adrift. The 7th and final craft turns south, toward the Maersk Denali. Nighthawks, now repositioned, engages it with a second Hellfire at 1.2 miles range. The contact stops. 4:53. The strait is quiet. 7 contacts initiated. 3 destroyed. 3 withdrawn. 1 immobilized. The Maersk Denali resumes her course. Speed 12 knots. ETA to the western mouth of the strait. 2 hours, 40 minutes. The Gravely logs no damage, no personnel casualties. The MH-60R crew reports no fire received. CENTCOM is notified at 04:56. The engagement log is transmitted via secure link to 5th Fleet Headquarters in Manama. 05:14. The Maersk Denali clears the 12-mile limit at the strait's western exit. The watch officer in the CIC notes the time. Nothing more is said. The Gravely resumes its patrol posture and begins its return transit to the eastern approach. Nighthawk 6 refuels and returns to station. What happened in those 37 minutes was not unusual for the current operational environment. Since the naval blockade took effect in April and Project Freedom operations began in early May, IRGC fast attack boats have probed U.S. Navy vessels at least 11 times in the strait. The pattern is consistent. Emerge from island cover, form a converging geometry, refuse communication, close to within effective weapons range. The response has also been consistent. Not aggressive, not reactive, measured, time to the threshold. The Maersk Denali delivered its cargo to Jeddah 4 days later. Its crew, all 23, disembarked without incident. The 7 boats that moved on the Gravely at 04:31 on Wednesday morning did not account for the fact that the ship they were approaching had been designed, crewed, and positioned for exactly this encounter. That is what the IRGC miscalculated. Not the geometry, not the speed, not the rockets. They miscalculated the patience,